Chapter 1. Decisions are the seeds of success. Everyone knows that we live in a fast-paced world. It's good in some ways because we get to enjoy more comfort and speed than people who were here centuries before us. But with every merit comes a demerit. The nature of our world demands that decisions are made quickly. This is especially true for those in management. Those who know their business and industry inside out will be better positioned to make good decisions when the need arises. Daily, we're faced with situations that require immediate decisions. We're smart enough to know that good decisions are hard to come by when under pressure. But since it's not in our power to slow down the pace of business, the obvious question becomes, how do we manage this paradox and ensure we make the best possible decisions in record time? That's what this summary is all about. The chapters you're about to read will teach you strategies and techniques to help you make stunning decisions within any available time frame. You'll learn 4 different frames of reference for making decisions, strategies for setting and achieving goals, SWOT and PEST analysis, and how they can help your organization, 2 complementary strategies for finding the root cause of confusing business problems, and much more. Chapter 2. Careful observation and taking time to think things through will help you make great decisions. Frames of reference refer to the processes the brain undergoes when making decisions. There are various types of frames. We'll discuss 2 of them in this chapter and 2 in the next. Note all of them and see which framework will work best for you. Creative observation and learning all you can about your business or industry will make you a better decision maker. OODA loop. This strategy was first designed by Colonel John Boyd to be used as a military decision-making model for air combat, but it can be applied to any business decision you're making against your competitors. OODA loop stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. The observation stage requires you to become aware of your environment, physical, mental, or business. Observe the various elements of the environment to see if they are in place. For instance, if you're in a boardroom meeting, you could observe the members on board. Did any new person join you? What does the look on their faces say? Is the atmosphere tense or not? Basically, what you're doing in the observation stage is taking in the facts around you. Remember, this was first developed for combat pilots. When pilots come to this stage, they will try to understand their environment so they can better strike opponents. After observation, you move on to the orientation stage, which has a lot to do with your personality. The big question here is, in view of the observed information, what will you do? Your success in this phase is determined largely by your experiences, wealth of knowledge, and how true or effective that knowledge is. That's why people in decision-making positions are advised to never stop learning. In the decision phase, you'll compare all available options and make mental pictures of their possible outcomes. Then you act on your decisions, and the OODA loop is completed. Recognition Primed Decision Model, RPD. This decision-making model was developed by Gary Klein in 1989. It is a very common strategy that you may have been applying subconsciously without even knowing. Recognition Primed Decision Model involves thinking about a problem and drafting out one single solution based on your skills and past experience. The RPD model is only useful when you have encountered the same problem or similar one in the past. Chapter 3. Setting goals and planning properly are necessary for long-term decision-making. We considered 2 decision-making frames in the previous chapter. Here we will go over the remaining 2. GROW. This stands for Goals, Reality, Options or Obstacles, and Will. Goals are the most important in this model. Every organization that seeks to succeed should have clear end goals. Business goals should be SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Achieving your goals is not as important as the growth you'll experience in the process. Having set your goals, ask, what is your current reality? If the goals were set before the present decision-making time, how far have you gotten in achieving them? Analyze your current situation, then move to options or obstacles. Here you take cognizance of your possible options and their various obstacles. Next, choose the most promising option whose obstacles you can easily overcome. This brings us to the will. Basically, this last phase asks the question, what will you do, considering all available factors? This model is more of a coaching system than a decision-making strategy. It's not effective when decisions need to be made quickly. PDSA cycle. This cycle is common among most healthcare systems. It is an effective and well-structured strategy, but it's time-consuming and can't be used as a one-off system. The P in PDSA stands for plan, a very important stage in the cycle. During planning, you study the available factors that could influence your end goals, assuming you've already set them. These factors will then tell you how best to strategize in order to achieve your desired results. after which you move to do. In this stage, you act based on the information you have gathered from planning. Study your results and see how successful you have been. Did your strategy work? Were you able to achieve your desired results, or is there a need to re-strategize? The answer to these questions determine how you will act. You basically have 3 options in the act phase: continue with the plan, adjust the plan, terminate the plan. Remember, a real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. Tony Robbins. Chapter 4. Business owners leverage on various analytic tools to make better decisions. You need to be careful when making business decisions. Some decisions can be serious enough to cost you market share. If that happens, it may take you years of labor and huge amounts of money to regain positions occupied by your competitors. Sadly, some businesses never recover from certain mistakes. You will save yourself and your organization all the pain and regret if you take the time to analyze major decisions before making them. SWOT analysis is a tried and tested method for analyzing business decisions. Let's consider it. Every business decision involves both external and internal factors. Critically considering these two is the key to success. SWOT analysis. This stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT analysis works best when individuals within the organization are allowed to provide individual organic contributions to the process, as opposed to abstract data. Let's use a practical example to explain this analysis. If you own a clothing line that averages $100,000 in annual sales and you want to double that number in the coming year, your SWOT analysis could look like this. Strengths. These are the internal factors that will make you reach your goal faster. Examples for the clothing line could be that you have a competitive edge that makes you stand out in the market. Your products are of high quality, they last long, and are very affordable. Weaknesses. These are internal factors that could frustrate your goals. Outlining them will give you fresh insights on how to overcome them. E.g., one of your most competent staff just resigned because she has health challenges. You're hugely indebted. Opportunities. These are external factors that can help you reach your goal. Example, someone is willing to invest in your clothing line. Your state just announced last month that the coming year is tax-free for all SMEs. Threats. External factors that could stop you from reaching your goals. Examples, a major competitor is thinking of expanding their clothing business to your zone. The transportation cost is incredibly high, making it hard for you to deliver products to customers who order online. SWOT analysis only works well when done comprehensively, so take your time and really analyze the individual factors. Did you know? SWOT analysis was developed by business and management consultant Albert Humphrey in the 1960s. Chapter 5. Identifying the external factors affecting your business can position you for growth. The SWOT analysis basically considers internal factors and a few external factors, but PEST analysis is about those external factors that you can't control, but which can cripple your business if you don't consider and navigate your way through them. PEST stands for Political, Economic, Social, and Technological Analysis. Every business leader that wants to succeed for long must learn to keep sharpening their foresight. Political factors. These are all the political factors that could either help you or stop you from achieving your business goals. Examples are government regulations, political stability, employment, and environment laws. Economic factors. Examples include taxes, inflation, deflation, and the general state of the economy. Social factors. Examples of social factors that could affect your business or organization are customer loyalty, demographics, culture, and the media. Technological factors. This is last on the list. Common technological factors that affect businesses are artificial intelligence and innovation. The reason PEST analysis is important, especially for large organizations, is that it helps you identify the risk factors that could affect your business, thereby better positioning you for effective decision-making. If you're a major decision-maker in your organization, take some time out alone or with your team and analyze the state of your organization in light of all the PEST factors. Other models under PEST include PESTEL, adding legal and environmental factors, STEEP, adding ethical factors, and STEEPLED, adding ethical, environmental, demographic, and legal factors. Chapter 6. Competition and profitability analysis are important to maintain a healthy business. In business, many of your decisions will be influenced by the nature of the market or industry you're in. For example, Apple and Samsung are big competitors in the mobile tech space. Samsung's Galaxy and Note series are accountable for most of the drop in iPhone sales over the years. As a result of this competition, both companies are careful when making manufacturing decisions. Otherwise, one of the two will easily lose market share to the other. But not all industries are that competitive. That's why you need to know your own industry. How competitive and profitable is your industry? Having the correct answer to this question will help you make wise decisions. And there's a tool to aid you. It's a strategy called Porter's 5 Forces, named after its developer, Michael Porter. Conducting regular situation analysis is the best way to keep up with the ever-changing trends in your industry. The 5 forces Porter observed to be indicators of industry profitability are as follows. Degree of competitive rivalry. The more competition in an industry, the less profitable it becomes, and the less competition, the higher the chances of raking high profits. Competition indicators to watch out for include innovation, industry transparency, and market concentration. Threats of new entrants. How easy is it for a new company to enter your industry? Very easy? Then you need to tighten your belt and be smarter, or you'll begin to lose market share. Generally, industries with little to no entry barriers are in danger of easily becoming saturated. Threats of substitutes. You will be in high demand if you're not easily replaceable. Are your products or services replaceable? Why should customers buy from you and not your competition in the other industry? You need to sort that out quickly. Buyer bargaining power. This is similar to the previous factor. If buyers have multiple options, they will have the power to influence prices. Every business person knows that this isn't a good one. Supplier bargaining power. Suppliers also influence price when there are plenty of them. The degree of specialization of a supplier and how hard it is to switch suppliers all affect the bargaining power of a supplier. Generally, the stronger any of the above 5 forces is, the less attractive, profitable the industry is, and the smarter a business will need to be to succeed. Chapter 7. Finding the root cause of your problem is the key to solving it. There are 2 complementary techniques you can use to find the root cause of any business problem. The first is called fishbone analysis. The basic idea behind this technique is to break down the causes of your problem into different categories so as to be focused when deciding a proper solution. For example, if you're facing a marketing problem, you could break it down into the following categories: product, price, place, promotion, people, process, physical evidence. The next step is to focus your thoughts on finding the problems in each category. Do this until you're done and can figure out exactly what your problem is, as well as a good cause of action. It's okay if a category leads you to a different category you didn't know existed. Just pursue it diligently. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Duke Ellington. Define your problems properly using the technique above before attempting to solve them so as to save yourself from solving the symptom instead of the root cause. Regular market research and customer outreaches will help avoid most business problems. The second technique is called the 5 whys technique, developed by Japanese inventor Sakichi Toyoda. It's a simple technique that involves asking 5 whys before arriving at a conclusion. Let's imagine your business is not making sales as you expect. Start with asking why that's happening. Come up with an answer, then ask another why. If the first reason, for example, is that your marketing isn't strong enough, ask why this is so. Keep asking till you get to the 5th answer. The fishbone and the 5 whys techniques are complementary. After conducting a fishbone analysis, pass your results through the 5 whys. Conclusion. When there's a problem to solve, begin by making sure you're comfortable enough to think straight and clear. Your physical and mental states should be at optimal levels. This goes to say that you shouldn't be making serious decisions when you're physically exhausted or dealing with strong emotions. Next thing to do after ensuring you're at optimal conditions is to study the problem at hand. Look at it from all possible angles before coming to a conclusion. It's important to hear from everyone on the team if you're making a group decision. If you're the leader, ensure everyone on board is comfortable before the decision-making begins. You won't make the most of the exercise if team members are afraid to air their opinions for fear of criticism. Your brain is not always your friend in the decision-making process, and if you don't know how the brain works, you won't leverage it to make good decisions. For example, when trying to solve a problem, many of us will filter the ideas coming to our minds and only select the good ones to ponder. This action greatly limits the brain. What you should do is allow your ideas to flow freely. Write them all down during the ideation process. Then pick the best ones when you're done thinking. It will save you from cutting the flow of good ideas. Also, make it a point to ask your group members to come with writing materials. This is for documenting all their thoughts during the ideation process. Try this. Use the OODA loop to make your first decision and see how well it works for you. Remember the order. Observe your environment, orient the problem to your unique persona, Decide a course of action. Act on your decision.